Hello. I really want to get in the spooky mood, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I've put out my pumpkin decorations, I have my fall scented candle, but I'm really finding that I just need something else. It's currently the middle of October, so I have a few weeks left until it actually becomes Halloween. So what I'm thinking is that I need to make some spooky Halloween decorations. And I really want to do something with materials that I already own, and so I don't want to go out and have to buy anything. I also want to do something that I can reuse years and years from now on. So I'm thinking maybe making a quilted garland or quilted bunting to go like over a window. I already have some pumpkins up, but they're kind of sad by themselves. So I think that having something else there would be really cute. But I think that I'm gonna go ahead and do some candy corn bunting. I love the idea of them being triangles and then having like that white, orange, yellow classic candy corn look to them. And I'm hoping to get this all done in one day if I can. First things first, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this just by doing strips and sewing them all together and then cutting out the candy corns. That would be the most efficient way, but it would have the most scraps, which I'm trying to figure out what I would do with those scraps. I might turn them into pot holders. That could be fun, like cute little candy corn pot holders to use. But they might be too small. I don't really know. I think that's the method I'm going to do if I have enough of the yellow to just do a big strip, just because I think that would take the least amount of time and would be the most efficient. I don't know. I have this orange that's a scrap from another project. I have this white that I picked up from an estate sale. It is only about 8 inches wide. Also, no matter what I do, I cannot get it to iron flat, so I'm hoping that I can get some of these wrinkles out. I've steamed it, I've done everything. And then I have this yellow from another project as well. And this is the one that I have the least of, which arguably I need the most of for a candy corn. So we're gonna see how much I can do with just what I have here. But overall, I think these colors work really well together. I do wish that the yellow was a little more vibrant, but I only have so much of it and I have no other yellow. I also don't want to buy anything new for this project. So what I have is what I'm going to work with, and I'm really excited to see how I can make up these candy corns. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these into strips. I'm going to make the orange and the white the same width, and then I'm going to make the yellow just about a couple centimeters larger. Okay, I currently have this in a 70-inch strip right now. This is 3 inches wide. I'm gonna go ahead and actually cut out a 2-inch strip of this because I think I'm going to end up using this white as my bias binding as well in order to make the top edge where all of the pieces are connected. You know, that string for the bunting. This is just something that I have a lot of and a long width, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out as well and go ahead and iron it to make that bias binding. Now, this orange, I don't have enough of to make a continuous 70-inch strip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a 3-inch strip of what I have here. I believe this is about 35 inches, and then go ahead and tack on another bit. So there will be a seam, but I'm gonna try my best not to get that in the garland when I'm cutting out the candy corn. But gonna go ahead, cut out the 3-inch strip from this as well. So the yellow I have the least of, and there's no part of it that's that wide. I believe I have about 25 inches across at its thickest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut out those strips at that 25, and I'm gonna try to get as much as I can. And then at the end, cut out a little more and have to seam that together, just like I did the orange. I'm gonna try my best not to get the seam in the actual candy corn for the bunting. Okay, now that I have all of my pieces cut out, I'm gonna go ahead and do any seaming that I need to on the colored pieces and move forward and seam them all together so they're in that candy corn pattern, just so it's one long strip, and then I'll go ahead and cut out the triangles as I need to. Okay, now that I have all of my pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and sew them into one long strip, making sure that when I'm ironing it, that I'm putting all of the creases towards the dark side. So all of these seams will fold towards the orange, that way they don't show through. Gone ahead and I made this strip already. I think it looks really nice, and I'm really liking the proportions of the yellow being a little bit bigger, especially considering some of this will be covered when it's all a triangle, as I've decided to hang them upside down. That way they look like they're candy corns hung from like a thread, and so part of this will be covered by that bias tape. I have a ruler that I'm gonna use. I got this at an estate sale, and honestly, it's perfect. It's great proportions for this. I don't know where you can get it. Like I said, I got it at an estate sale, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I should be able to get quite a few candy corns out of this, and my hope is that with the pieces that are opposite, so they have the yellow part as the tip, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm going to use those to make pot holders. That way I can still use them. They're not a waste of material. They'll just be a little bit opposite, and for pot holders, I don't really need them to be perfect. Versus a decoration like this, I want them to look like candy corn, especially since it will be on display. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting these pieces out, and then I can move forward with actually quilting them to some of the batting that I have. I finished my candy corn. I think they're so cute. I really like them. What I'm gonna end up doing next is taking that batting and quilt it straight on just with these two lines. Then I'm going to take the backing, go around, trace it, and then flip it around. The backing that I have is left over from my project from my last video actually, where I knit a Ghostbusters tote bag and I used a ghost fabric for the lining, and I have a lot of that lining fabric left over. So what I'm gonna do is use that for the backing for this. And then if I ever want to turn it around, then I just have like a cute ghost banner. In case I just, for some reason, don't feel like doing candy corn that year, I can turn it around and it'll be equally as cute with the Halloween theme. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Should I do a Halloween one, or should I make it kind of autumn colors? I think what I'm actually gonna do is that I'm going to flip it around and use autumn colors for the backing. And then that way, when Halloween's over and it goes into November, then I can just turn it around and then have it be like an autumn banner instead of it being Halloween. That's big brain energy right there. That is good thinking. that is totally what I'm gonna end up doing. That way I can use it more often than just Halloween. That's just smart right there. That's just practical. So I'm gonna go scrounge up some fabrics that I'm going to use for that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and start the quilting for this. Okay, I know I said I was gonna quilt next, but I actually think I am a genius. So I know I said I wanted to do an autumn backing, and I'm still going to do that, but I have this red stripe scrap that I got at an estate sale. I don't know if there's enough. I think there will be, but my thought is that when this is up next to pumpkins and stars, it will look very autumn. But when I have it next to Christmas and other red things, then it'll be a Christmas banner, and I can double dip holidays and seasons. I think this is smart. I think I can use this for technically 3 holidays. I think I can get this through Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So if I have enough of this, which I do, then I'm gonna use this. If not, then I have red gingham, which I think will also have the same effect. I also think this would be really cute for like 4th of July, summer. I theoretically could have this up all year long. This could be Valentine's Day. I'm very excited about this project now. So now I have this fabric. So I'm gonna go iron this and double check I have enough. I think I do. Fingers crossed. There's more than enough. I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to use this as the backing. That way I can try to get as much use out of this banner as I possibly can. Okay, now that I have my pieces all quilted, I just did 2 lines here and here just to keep it so it's connected to the batting a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my pieces of striped fabric and one of my candy corns, and I'm going to sew them right sides together, just like this. I did make these longer than they needed to be. That way I could just cut off the extra if I needed to. And I'm gonna go ahead, line them up, and then sew them a 1/4 inch all around the edge, leaving this top part open. Then I'm gonna go trim the seam really close and flip them right side out. I feel like I'm going to have to do a top stitch around the edge especially, but I feel like that would be the best way in order to get them all flipped onto the right side. Especially with the top stitch, I think would give it a really clean look. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin these and start sewing. Okay, I have gone through and top stitched around all of my candy corn, and so they're all backed with the red stripe. I really love how they look, and I am glad that I put the batting in here just to give them some extra weight. Sometimes when people make banners, they'll just do 2 layers of fabric and they're a little flimsy. I just wanted this one to really be able to stand up on its own and to like drape really nicely, and I thought that having the weight of the batting in there would help, and I really am happy that I did that. So all I have to do for this banner is to trim off the excess that we have right here, and once I do that, then I'm going to go in with my bias tape and space out these along the bias tape, sew them all together. I'm thinking of having them just be like 1 inch apart. I feel like that would work out really well. Maybe I'll do like 2 inches just so there's some spacing in between them. I'm gonna have to play around with how far apart I want them to be, but I am really excited about these. The bias tape is the white that I have at the tip here. I think that'll look nice for this. This side is more of a cream compared to the white, so it might look a little bit off, but that I'm willing to deal with that for this project. You won't really be able to see it that much. It'll be a minor detail. I do wish that I had a cream, but I needed one side to look good, and so I chose the candy corn for this project, so it matches that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start trimming all of these candy corns, and then I'll start attaching them to this bias tape. And then I should be done. This was a pretty quick project. I've just been doing it this afternoon, and hopefully I'll be done by the end of the evening. So moving on with this. Express to you how much I love this banner. I think it turned out so incredibly cute. I cannot wait to put this up and to like show it off to people. I especially love that I was able to make it double-sided so I could use it longer. This is a really nice faded red. It's almost like an orangey, so I feel like it will look really nice for fall and transition well into Christmas. So I'm so excited to finally be able to put this up and to share it with others. This was such an easy project too. I made this in just an afternoon. I think I started at 1 and it's about 4 o'clock. I also was like eating, doing some chores, watching TV at the same time. I definitely could have gotten this done quicker if I was actually like sitting down doing it. I would say this is a great like beginner to intermediate project for someone who's new to quilting, because you don't have to do that much actual quilting or that much actual sewing. There is some precision work in terms of like doing the top stitching, turning things inside out and making sure you get the point, and then using the bias tape in order to make this. But all in all, I think this is such a fun, easy project. I'm really happy I made it, and I now have the rest of October for me to enjoy this, and I can use it into November and December as well. Also, I feel like I could use this during the summer. I feel like this is just a good overall like year-round project. Definitely will be making more of these in the future too for other rooms, because this was great. I feel like this would be really good at busting scrap stashes, just because you don't have to make every triangle the same, or if you want, you can make them multicolored. I think I have a few scraps left, and I think I'm going to pair them with other scraps and make some kind of more for my bedroom or for my living area that aren't holiday themed. That way I can go ahead and make more of these, because I love a good bunting, I love a good banner, and I think they add a lot to a space. So I might make some more for my house, I might make some for my classroom, because I feel like these would look really cute, and I think they'd be really sturdy no matter what the kids did. They're not like ripping these, and so I feel like these would last a long time kind of in a school environment. Overall though, thank you so much for watching. I can't believe that I was able to make a long form video out of this. I feel like this was just going to be a project that I made in a day, and it ended up being more than enough content to make a video, so very excited about that. I do plan on doing something with the scraps from this project as well. It definitely left quite a few triangles. Maybe I'll make some pot holders out of them. Maybe I'll take the upside down candy corns and put that one in my classroom. I don't think the kids would notice too much. So yeah, very, very excited about this. Very excited that I get to hang it up. I think it turned out so well. I feel like this would also be a good project to make for like witches hats. I feel like upside down witches hats would be really cute. You would just need to make a brim on the top, and this would work out well. Triangles are so versatile. Thank you so much for watching. I upload videos every other Tuesday. It's just how it works out. So please go ahead and subscribe or watch more videos if you want. I make lots of different content, a lot of sewing and knitting, so thank you. Hello. Knit a Ghostbusters tote bag, a Ghostbusters goat bag.